It is a city that traditionally gets much less snow than its Buckeye State rival up in Cleveland, but we are under a thick blanket
let's
of white
get it.
stuff here at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Oh yeah, did he try mixing? That's why I know I'm saying mixing. Or maybe he just didn't resign.
And this is a group that's lost 4 straight.
But their head coach made it very clear in his weekly media availability that everybody's a threat. We're not taking anyone lightly. He's making sure that we know that he's grinding his team this week because, let's face it, who wants to be the team to lose to someone who's lost 4 straight games?
2nd and 9 now.
Oh, I thought he was like 5 motherfuckers over there. I thought he caught that shit off the tip.
These defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw here. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
Oh, that don't make sense.
Trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
David Onyemata there on the tackle. Well, this defense for the Jags, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend
I think I
here
just
this
did that
afternoon.
wrong.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Mixon with a first down carry. And this play is going nowhere as he dives to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's how I'm about to have it. Oh, he said he wanted to throw that. He thought it was an RPO.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Get over there, Jack. Get your slow ass over there, Jack.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. He'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up.
Good hit, Griffin.
The contact
to knock the ball out.
Time there, and now 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Australian native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
Oh, man, what the heck? You can't get him to stay away from that? What the fuck? Cisco ass moved away. What the fuck you doing?
1st down and 10.
I'm surprised you ain't just fumble, like just touch it and never caught it, just a fumble.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They go play action with Lawrence. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. They've got his man complete.
Let's go.
Jaguars.
Let's go.
His 25th touchdown.
I was able to stop him from rolling all the way out to that.
And the Jags have taken the early lead. Josh Lambo now for the point after. Boy, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Good gain on 1st, has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a 1st carry for their fullback, and he's got a Bengals 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Shit.
I don't know about you, partner, but on 2nd and inches, a lot of
Damn, this guy hurt.
the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
I was in the exact spot he was throwing.
And now it's 4th down.
How did I not get that pick?
Their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Agnew now to return. Good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on.
Get with him, Big Stan.
No one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
It's a big play for the Jaguars. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Being chased out left.
Man, I tried to slide. I seen Hendricks' big ass coming.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
From the 16, Lawrence. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Lawrence buying time to his left.
Good throw, good try, good throw. And I had to try the aggressive catch because he wasn't going to be able to put possession catch, so that shit was going to be what you call that,
in this case, unsuccessfully.
And Lambeau will
a good way to maneuver the pocket, man.
the lead moves to 10-zip. So
Then get outside of the rush,
and it adds to this first
then
half
you threw a
lead.
nice pass.
Maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you got to start banking those points.
ETN's just got to
later on.
make a tough catch for his quarterback, that's all.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender.
He loved the Wildcat.
So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more
He must be
decisiveness.
used to old man's when
Maybe
that
a
Wildcat
second
was
fake, some double moves, things of that nature.
damn
to go
near a
and try and
glitch.
put some pressure
It
on
was
the
hard,
defense.
very hard to stop.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so
threw it right to you. What the fuck you batted down for? Pick that shit.
Understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On the return, here's Agnew.
Oh, they go call legal blocking the back of hole. Oh, face mask. Wow.
That'll give him even better starting position. So that a free 15 yards.
And it's always a tough one as a defender because a lot of the penalties that you commit, pass interference, holding, when they happen, you actually know what you're doing. But a face mask penalty, a lot of times it's inadvertent, but it still costs you the same amount of yardage.
Play action. It's Lawrence. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside
Stan.
20.
Get your money on, Stan.
Jaguars. A big play there.
Get your money on, Stan.
Touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The point after, no giving in the snow, but it's up and good. And that
Get your gangster on. Get your gangster. Get your gangster on. Get your gangster.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
Man, good.
It is the age-old
Stay with
question,
him.
isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back.
Yeah, he tried to run the option on our ass.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the route is on here in this first half. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The play fake, he'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think inclement weather plays to their advantage. Because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
Let's see.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He finds his target. It's Evans.
Oh, he caught
So
it?
the completion results there in 9 yards.
Whoa. That ball looked like it was,
for the first.
like it went past him. get what happened? How did you get burnt like that?
Well done. This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against
slow ass. Did you get picked off? I need to see that.
A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now a play fake here on first down. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted.
I read that one.
Picked off at the 15.
Clay!
Take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember that the fumble return.
Yeah, so but I'm like, I have to see it again. I'm like, did he get picked off, or is no way that slow ass tight end is just cooking Gilmore like that? So he had to get picked off. I have to look at it later. He had to get picked off.
On here in this first half. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot.
And this one of them snow games, we ain't got no ratings deduction. Everybody normal. I don't get why some snow games you have a big ass rating decrease, then some snow games you don't. So that shit don't make sense. But hey, go ahead, man. Do you?
The Bengals drive about to get going, and following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Oh,
Second
shit.
and 6. He's going to wind up and air it out. Oh, that's into a double.
There you go, Hindu.
It's C.J. Henderson picking it off.
Man, who is this fast motherfucker he got? Williams. How can Hindu down like that?
Year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Flush to his right.
Ooh, dot. You threw it all to the outside. Good throw, Lawrence.
His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Jaguars are able to add on to their first half lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. About ready to go here on their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going. Halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas.
somebody said something. My opponent said he want to turn on True the Clock. He said he want to get the fuck up out
Jaguars
this game.
come to the line to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart.
That was a terrible juke. Quick. Oh, man. Me and dude as was one-on-one. That supposed to be a touchdown for E.T. That was my fault, E.T. Oh, my goodness.
On first down, right back to ETN. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Here's a give to ETN. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
You won't be running that motherfucker again. That shit was trash.
They'll try the left side with ETN. And he's got a
Good way to search out that first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he
do that hesitation?
Backfield, down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A handoff for ETN. A first down and more, ETN. And he'll take
Oh, they gonna call a legal block in the back. Are you fucking serious?
So let's see what this is about.
I'm gone for the
1st and
touchdown.
10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A give running right, ETN. And
What the fuck if they keep calling these?
a marker on the field.
Come on, bro.
So let's
What
see
the
about
game doing?
call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. Lawrence will throw. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Snap with the holding call.
Another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
That's usually the fumble hit right there.
About the 22. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Come on.
And their struggles continue here. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Fuck, my shit lagged on me.
He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them,
Man, they blocking their ass off there.
You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Here's Etienne. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more.
they is snapping with this, hold this shit. Oh man, what is going on? I'm on balance, regular blocking. I don't even do that aggressive shit at all. I don't know what's up.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more.
I don't know why he was hesitating at the beginning.
This time they're able to get him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
If I would have had a couple more seconds, you would have cleared them before the throw. Not even a couple more seconds, just a half a second.
Able to knock that one away.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And it's taken in at the 9. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
He loved his Wildcat shit, though.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. 4 yards remain for 2nd down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage.
Bengals, y'all better get y'all ass in there. Y'all gonna let him sit in the pocket on an all-out blitz?
His 5th sack of the season. The Bengals bring out their punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taking on the midfield logo. We call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
What's with this hesitation they're doing?
Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He lost 6 there on the first down play. So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. And they'll go again with Etienne. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Well executed there on 2nd down. So do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Oh, he got up there. I should have lobbed it. I should have lobbed it. I thought he was going. I was leading him upfield. I thought he was going to lead him upfield, but that was a no-go.
One thing or another, that's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Oh, he dropped it.
Come on, Monday. Go get you a pick, Rook.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Fuck.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Now he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. They'll set up to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this one is
why y'all clicking on the Griffin? Jack was closer. Man, clicking on defenders this year is terrible. They gotta adjust that. It's terrible. They click you the guys that ain't even involved in the play sometimes, but that you have no chance of making a play with.
Take it at the 42. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Another tote for Etienne.
I don't know how he was about to catch E.T. He hawked him down.
So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd.
That should have been a see you later.
They love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You come back with a strong run game if you want to.
That'll do it, homie. Good game.
That really opens things up for you.
Got my little shutout boost. Okay. Worth it.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, offer a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Jacksonville, it's a big